Yes.
Go on, get it.
There's gluten-free bread.
And a boom.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to make a shout out to Tesco's JD Apple, £16 on club card.
That's magic. Is it a litre or 70 centilitres?
70 centilitres.
Still
But
good.
still, like,
Still good.
16 quid. Insane.
Are they
Save
sponsoring
more.
us, Ben?
No, but maybe if we try hard enough or get drunk enough.
Can I do a little shout out to Thatcher's Blood Orange?
Oh, no.
That's
No,
good stuff,
not-
actually.
That's
Yeah,
not
thank
good
you-
stuff.
thank
That
you,
tastes
Ben.
like sick in a bottle.
I'm on the cloudy apple.
Didn't you just have one of those?
Excuse
I've
us,
literally just finished one of those.
in a bottle.
I think
He went to uni, JJ. That's all you need to know.
Nice
Oh,
one,
everyone's
Matt,
on
nice
the bloody
one.
Thatcher's. The one time I don't have a drink and everyone else is drinking. Oh, no.
Oh,
it's like a
JJ, that
I'm
much
actually on the
vodka.
strong way.
That much vodka, JJ. Oh,
He means business.
he does.
You want to
that's the
talk, Sam,
second.
but
Business.
3 days into uni and you'd
This
gone
is
through
business.
4 times that amount straight.
What are you on about, sir?
Oh, no, maybe it was a couple of weeks into uni. It all kind of melded together. But anyway.
After that much vodka, it would.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, let's go in. We're going in. We're recording.
Yeah,
We're filming.
Yeah,
We're going.
Excellent.
Excellent.
All this
For a while.
alcohol talk has just been captured at the beginning.
Oh, fantastic.
We said, "Are we going?" And JJ, I saw you click. I saw your
Yeah.
hand go to click, and you just didn't say anything. So we just assumed we didn't start.
Anyway,
Let's go.
hello, gentlemen. Welcome back to D&D this week. Last we left off a little while ago, so you guys had continued down the dragon's path in the lair of Fraz'ath Gore, and you had encountered several things. Nevado and Orson had both sort of seen strange night like daytime nightmares, essentially. And you found this large room. There seemed to be some kind of shrine with a large offering bowl and lots of things written in Draconic and all that sort of stuff. Like large sort of symbols on the walls and writing on the walls and notes and journals and things like that. But unfortunately you weren't able to read them. After that you continued down and found, or like entered the large lair of Fraz'ath Gore, this volcano that has been dormant, and because there is no longer a red dragon to keep essentially the heat of the volcano, this place has just turned into basically just a cold, dead mountain. As you entered, Davyaks sort of took the lead, and you realised very, very quickly that he seemed to have some kind of relationship with Fraz'ath Gore. He knew him almost. There was a familiarity there as they spoke. And he essentially set Fraz'ath on you guys while he went looking for something in the back rooms over the way. During the fight, Fraz'ath, he put up a decent job, but you guys did pretty well with some very, very good saves. From Giri passing, I think you passed like 3 different breath weapon saves. Also, Orson putting in.
Was it a con save?
It was a whiz save, and you somehow passed it every single time. Whereas the druid with proficiency in wisdom saves didn't twice.
Happens to the best of us, Luke. Don't worry about it.
And yeah, we had people frightened. We had all sorts of stuff going on and things shifting them out. But in the end, you guys came victorious with a sunbeam from Nevado, dissipating Fraz'ath's
Speaking
spirit.
of the sunbeam, I'm just putting the blinds down.
And you sort of got the sense that though his material spirit, his spirit form was dissipated, he still was able to speak to you. Essentially basically just said, "Well done." Like that was fun. I enjoy killing things, and you killed me. That was great. Good job, guys. But in a slightly more sinister manner.
Good job.
Yes. So the fight is now over. Everything has calmed. This desolate cave has become once again silent. The only noises you can essentially hear are your own sort of heavy breathing, the cracks and sort of crumbles from the large sort of like ceiling of ice way up above, and you can also sort of hear like just some kind of wind from above as well. Maybe there's some holes in the sort of cracks that are creating the sort of whistling of the wind. It's very, very faint, hundreds of feet up this is, so maybe you can't hear it, but yeah, very, very faint. But otherwise, you will just take a minute.
Earlier I could hear Davyaks screaming. Can I still hear him screaming?
He has since gone quiet. However, someone else hasn't. I'll be right back in just 2 seconds. Oh!
Is that Chantal?
Yeah, she's screaming.
Ben!
Oh.
You've left your fucking socks on the floor.
Ben, you are the chosen one. It was said you would eat the bread.
Not become intolerant to it.
Chocolate.
How you feeling, Buzz?
Very good.
Where'd you go?
Thanks. We went to a place went to a pub in Brixton.
Oh, and you're alive.
Anchor. Well, we booked out the entire pub,
Okay.
and I got a new home.
Safest
so
option. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, because Brixton's a pain to get to. I don't know why they booked a place there.
Cheap.
The person who booked it lives in London.
Free food.
Yes.
How many of there were you?
It's quite a lot. It's probably about, I don't know, maybe over 100.
Who booked
Oh,
it?
maybe-
Anything close to
I was a full-on Unilever thing. I thought it was just your team.
No, so it was the total CD department.
Ben Draper, Spider
went.
Hunter.
Right.
Right.
There was about 15 as Buzz, which was just my team, and then everyone else was dressed up as other stuff. Hello, Ben.
Hello. I apologise for that. Back. So,
No problem.
during the
Anytime.
fight, yes, you could hear Davyak looking for something, and then suddenly there was screaming, heavy, guttural, painful screaming, and eventually
Didn't
he
you
asked
see
for
him?
something to stop. Yes, you saw him
Wasn't
move.
he in the air?
I thought I just heard him.
I thought you saw him.
you saw him go around this corner, and then you saw somewhere around here there was an opening. He was in the air. He was flying. Obviously, he's got this breastplate that can summon these wings. And then he disappeared.
Did I see that the wings were out at this time when he was in the air?
So during this battle, like at the start of this battle, he flew up to greet Fraz'ath, and then he flew off around this corner, which is how he was able to get around there so fast.
Right.
So.
So he still had the wings out.
Yes, so you don't really know what's
That
happening.
wouldn't make a
My God, people.
What's happening?
Summoning Orsons and
Oh,
people.
Oh, Christ.
I have it fully zoomed out. You can't put it anywhere I can't see.
I
So
can't see anything. Oh, cool. Fine. Carry on.
Ben, that's my general policy for sex as well. Can't put it anywhere I can't see. Should we go find Davyak?
Yes. So the battle has calmed down. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
Yes, charge
At
straight
this
into
time.
Davyak.
Charge straight into Davyak.
Oh, okay. I was thinking maybe do a spot a healing, but okay.
Well, you can do that if you want, but
Let me
I'm
see.
pissed off at this guy. He's trying to lead us to our deaths. Straight in. Let's go. With me, boys.
Yeah. So
Orson?
assuming
Fine.
we're still in sort of combat, I'll allow you guys to move around like 60 feet up to sort of level. And then as you get to this corner, you hear sort of like a calm sort of wafting through the air. And then just
What does
this
a calm wafting sound like?
sort of like the sort of like sort of like flapping of like feathery wings, but almost like gently through the air.
Okay, alright.
And it's around when you're all sort of grouping up and get to around sort of this area. I'll allow you to take the front. Balzanor, you were near the front. That you suddenly see. I'll put these two together. You suddenly see a figure emerge and walk around. Well, not walk, rather fly around.
Oh, yeah, this does not look good.
Davyak, though? Could Davyaks just to the right then?
This
Not to discriminate based on looks, but this guy does not look very nice.
This figure is very tall. He's about sort of 9-10 feet tall, but he's definitely humanoid. He has like ashen black skin, but in places like his lips and sort of parts of his hair, and these two horns that almost curve around like a halo on top of his head, there is gold. Pure, perfect, glistening gold. He wears armor of gold as well. And you immediately recognize the breastplate. The very one Davyak was wearing, except obviously now larger to fit his form. And you notice that Davyak does not wear a breastplate, but more on Davyak in a moment. This figure is about sort of 15 feet in the air. He looks quite strong. He's very sort of slender, but he has this almost otherworldly presence where you can tell there is just natural strength to him. The figure's face is extremely handsome. Very, very, very handsome male figure. And upon his back is a very large sword. Very, very large sword. Almost like as tall as him. That as he's coming around the corner, just floats, without him even touching it, just floats around to his front and stands in front of him, just sort of like cross-guard, sort of facing down. And in his arms, by the throat, he holds aloft Davyak. You can see as this figure holds Davyak, there is this sort of essence that pulls from Davyak, from around his chest area, and you can sort of just see around the back of him there are just remnants of this breastplate that are now almost like sand being pulled by the wind, dissolving from him and pulling into this other creature.
So you'd say it's the armor rather than like a life force or something.
Yeah, because as you're looking at it, you're realizing, like the longer, and it's only seconds. It's only like this is the very last bit of the essence. You can definitely tell, but yeah, it's definitely the armor sort of being pulled, not him. And as you also look at Davyak, you now look at him and you think, oh fuck, this guy suddenly does not look good. He is pale. There are bags upon bags under his eyes. His skin is taut to his face. He's really, really not in a good way, but still conscious. And as this creature rounds the corner, he stretches his arms, sort of twists his neck around, gives himself a good just sort of like wriggle, and just goes, after all these years, that feels so much better. Oh, thank you, Davyak. I shall miss our little bond, but, well, as they say, all good things must come to an end to make way for greater ones. Much greater ones. Davyak, holding himself like barely, wriggles, and then you can tell he's trying to summon spit. And he does try to spit, but none comes out. He's that like dehydrated. And he just goes, fuck you. Never one for manners, you Calhallan brothers. Just flicks. Just flicks his hand. And Davyak Why will it do that? Right. And Davyak just whoosh straight across into the other side of the room. I'll allow you guys to see this because you'll be able to see all this stuff now. Just straight across, bam, into the wall of the room. There is this loud crack that emanates throughout the room, and Davyak falls and is unconscious. And yes, by the brief look, he will be making death saves.
Okay. Can I come between them?
Yeah.
And not draw my sword. Actually, I imagine it would still be out. So I've just got my sword
Yeah.
out. I'll just say... That's enough.
Ah, Giri,
Oh no, it is for name!
you all lived. Oh, I am rather thankful. I was hoping Fraz'ath wouldn't give you too much trouble. I confess, when I first saw you all, I admit I first thought he might be the end of you, but slowly, over the past couple of days, I've realized you're a little more formidable than I thought. It's rather impressive, actually. Though I guess Fraz'ath wasn't very much for his time. Oh well. Gentlemen. And he sort of comes like 5 feet forward, just so that he can like see around the corner and see all of you. It's good to see you all again. Hello, Orson. Orson, very confused, just raises his hand. What's going on here? Is that a magic man?
Oh, shh. Awesome. Shh.
His figure looms forward. You can all lower your guard. I'm not here for you. In fact, I've already got what I needed. You can all scuttle along now.
What
The
did you
work
do?
here is done.
What did you do to Davyak?
Oh. Well, he, and actually, by product, you, put a bit of a damper in some of my plans. So, I had to adapt. Seems your friend was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, I'm afraid. He hasn't eaten, or rather slept, in a few days. You might want to, help him out, that is, if he survives. And then this sword that was just hovering flies over towards Davyak, and then just gets within 5 feet away from him, and just hovers point end, hovering through the air towards him. This guy didn't even make a flinch or a move or anything to command it. It just happened, as if he just thought it, and it followed his command exactly. Yes, you may all run along now. Back to your own lands. This need not concern any of you.
You
I
didn't
thank
answer
you.
my question.
Oh, what did I do to poor old Davyak? Oh, well. Like I said, you all inconvenienced me, so I inconvenienced him. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And, the poor boy is brave, but he's not very, wise, is he? Not good at standing up against charming effects either. That was frighteningly easy. Oh well. Could just say I had to use him for a brief moment to, get back into my form. Oh, let me tell you, a lifetime of being locked away. Oh, you really just miss the small things, just stretching, breathing. Oh, it does feel fabulous.
What's this guy called? What was it that we saw in the crystals?
The Black Prophet.
No, that's the guy in
The 10th
over
of the
by.
night.
That's another guy.
That's it. Yes, good memory.
Ah.
So yeah, are you the 10th of the 9?
I was. 10th of the 9, yes. But soon, I shall be the one and only of the 9. When all of this comes to pass. But you need not concern yourselves of this. You are free. Good job, you saved these lands. You earned riches and gold. Take whatever you want from Fraz'ath lair. He's clearly not using it. You can go. Run along. Titan may need you. Although I have to say, you have all been rather impressive to me the past couple of days. I cannot help but feel like you could maybe be useful. I mean, the legions of the New World will need new commanders, new leaders. You have all proven yourselves rather apt warriors. I mean, who better than to show soldiers who they should be than Giri Kruber, the perfect soldier? Who better to lead them, be their tactician, and entertain them? Maximilian. Who better to look after the lands that they so clearly fight for, so that they will give their lives for, than Nevado Stone? Or who better, rather, to show them the pure rage, the fiery rage that they will need to last in Balzanor Blaze? You could all actually be very useful. Think on my proposal, won't you? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm just going to take my leave. And in his hand, he just stretches it open. And there is this small bead of orange light that just extends out from his palm and hangs just on the end of his middle finger. And then he just raises that up into the air towards the large sort of ceiling of ice that is over the once entrance to this volcano. And this fiery explosion erupts from the ceiling. The whole cave quakes and shakes. And then a beam of light shines down as it seems the ceiling is broken. There is a potential way out for flight. He will begin to make his way out, and I'm going to roll Davyaks' first death save. Pass his first one.
Is he on his way out then?
Yeah, so he's like
Nevado's
15 feet in the air. Probably now as he enters this sort of raised portion, like 20 from you, Giri, but still 15 from Mittens, and he's like slowly edging his way out, just sort of waiting to see what you guys do. Did anyone want to do anything?
No.
I feel like we're not in a great position to fight this guy.
Yeah.
You know, when
As
Ben
much as we want to, I think we will get beaten if we fight now.
Ben said this arc could be over in a couple of sessions or the next one. I think we shall refrain from the combat.
Oh, well.
I think.
Can I, as he's leaving?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, can I cure wounds on Davyak while he's walking off?
Yeah, of course. Sort of like this point, by the time we get over to him, I'm just going to roll this other one.
Does he pass within 15 feet of Mittens?
He does indeed, yes.
Can he make a dex save?
He can make a dex save. He passes.
Cool. He takes 7 cold damage.
What are you doing to him?
I'm still in my wolfy form, so I'm going to use my breath weapon on him.
Yeah.
You've been here the whole time as a wolf.
You use a breath weapon on him, and you notice his innate nature. He almost seems not impervious to cold damage, but you've often heard tales of fiends who have come from very desolate places in the Nine Hells, and they have this natural resistance to both the fiery burning of hell, but also the extreme cold of many of the layers there. And so he takes half damage from this and takes 7 damage.
Is his
To
sword
which-
still
Fantastic.
over Davyak?
His sword is still over Davyak, but not moving even as Nevado gets closer.
Okay.
He doesn't really care.
Can I
And in
just
fact,
be
with his-
there and then hold an action to just try and grab the sword if it moves on either of them?
I was actually going to say, as this happens, the sword instead whips around and just stays about 5 feet away from you, Mittens. Sort of like just over here. It says, "Oh, Maximilian. You should have taken my offer of mercy when you had the chance. You see, I was once a bringer of life. Bringer of healing, as you have seen. But you should know that my time in the hell has made me realize that what mercies I have granted, they can so easily be taken away." And as he flips his hand, Mittens, you feel a burning inside your left hand. An insane, intense burning. You become limp as your wolf form. You change back into your regular form.
Shit, your hand
And
is...
when you do,
Oh no.
you see your hand and the skin peeling up as if like paper when you set it ablaze in just this line. And slowly, your left hand is once again gone.
Oh shit.
As he floats back up. You should have taken my offer of mercy.
He still within 30 feet of me.
He is, yeah.
My God, man.
He is, yeah. He's now getting a little bit higher.
If he's still within 30 feet of me, steal and strike.
Steal and strike. Alright, rolled hit.
Do you have a death wish, sir?
He's just taking my fucking hand.
And it'll take your life if you're not careful.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
actually, as you go to do this, his held action goes off. Now that the thing is pointed at you, so... okay, that's not great, but...
does it go off before my attack?
His held action was, since you've attacked him, if you move to attack him, he will attack you. So I guess that would technically go off before your attack. So you won't have to make any checks of that. But I think that's a 15 to hit.
That misses.
That misses. This blade flies through the air. You're able to just dodge out of the way, and you can make your steal wind strikes. Roll to hit, sir.
21.
Misses.
Oh my
What?
fucking hell.
As he casts shield.
Oh, dick.
And as you move towards him, blade sort of singing through the air, there is just this orange, and then as you hit him. And then where do you teleport after hitting him?
I mean, I'm underneath him. I can only be within 5 feet of him. Unless I try and hit something else. And then I'd be
But
within 5
after
feet
you've
of
hit your
that.
targets, can't you then go
Within
no,
5 feet of the
within
target.
5 feet of the targets? Yeah, I guess you would do that, and then just fall down back to the ground. He goes,
This is super.
so uncivilized. Can you make a wisdom save for me?
Sure, I'm great at these.
I was hoping you'd fail this. As he continues to fly through the air, Mittens. So you're now, like, say, underneath here, right? You look up at him. You look down in failure. And as you look back up, Balzanor, you notice Mittens' eyes flare with this red burning. Mittens, as your bonus action, you're going to rage. And then, Mittens, you're going to move right up to Balzanor, and you're going to take a swing. Can you roll to hit for me, please?
If that's my bonus action, how can I... Or is that okay, new round effectively?
Effectively, yes. This is a new round, and then if we want, we can go into like initiative, because no one else has really acted.
Have I done my cure
You've done
wounds in
your
any of this?
like cure woundsing and everything. As you cast cure wounds on him, do you want to just roll that for me? 7 hit points, great.
There you go.
Davyak is back, but you can tell. Just make me a quick medicine check.
Okay. Medicine.
15, yeah. So you're looking at him, and you're realizing, wait, if what this guy was saying was true, and it's almost like he had like, saying he had like some kind of control of Davyak, and then it clicks. So Davyak hasn't actually slept in days, and therefore, though this thing must have been controlling his body, making him, beyond what he was. It's almost like it's all now just rushed back to him. So he is now like kaput. Effectively, he has 4 levels of exhaustion. He hasn't eaten, he hasn't anything. So, on your character sheet, you can just click down 4 levels of exhaustion and see what it does.
Speed halved, disadvantage on attack rolls, saving throws, hit point maximum halved.
Yeah. So he is very much not in a good way. He tries to sort of get up and he just run. We need not fight this. And at the same time, Balzanor suddenly just whink, this axe slams into your side. And I think from there, we will roll initiative.
I have.
You have. Fucking excellent. Wait, when did you roll initiative? Oh yeah, damn
I
it.
have something, but then I realised I didn't have something. Oh, why is it not saved?
Did Mittens roll to hit me?
Yeah.
He did, yes.
Oh, I must have missed that. Sorry.
And he got an unnatural 20.
So you take 10 damage.
You take 10 slashing damage.
Cheers.
So now,
always like that.
Initiative.
so now the new order goes. This initiative might not last very long depending on what you do, but
So you're on quite low HP, aren't you, JJ?
Maybe.
I feel like right now that's a good thing.
That's honestly couldn't be better.
so it's Mittens, and then who's next? So after Mittens, it goes Giri,
I'm pretty certain I'm last.
and then after that, it goes. You were raging. So what's the bonus damage from
plus
raging?
2 rage damage as well.
Cool. So you take 12 points of damage. Balzanor.
Cheers.
I think it's Nevado, and then Orson, and then Balzanor.
I was just so
Orson.
taken aback by getting attacked by a friend.
Giri, Nevado, Orson, Balzanor.
Orson is going to kick Mittens so hard in between the legs.
Right, new initiative order. So, Mittens,
Yes.
what goodies have you got? Hey?
I've got a bunch of spells. Quite a few
You
spells.
do have a bunch of spells. Also, I need to roll his initiative as well. That's really quite good. Okay, so actually, I'm sorry, he goes first,
Oh, good.
and he flies up. What's his flying speed? 60 feet. So he raises. He's
What is this guy?
He's now 75 feet in the air
Getting some kind of devil.
Yeah,
as he's flying up.
he's making Rolf look like a bit of a bitch.
You can roll a Arcana or Religion check if you would like.
Just as a freebie?
Yeah, I'll say just a freebie because, you would have seen him and tried to think, what the fuck is this thing?
I'm a little distracted at the moment.
You are a little distracted, yes.
No.
No, you're kind of looking at him, and you were at the time so focused on like Davyak and his, him being okay that you just really weren't ready for any of this. Anyway, Mittens, what goodies have you got, eh? Any more of them fun, funky spells left? Damn it, you used your last Seal and Strike.
Yeah. I got polymorph still.
You do have polymorph. I think he's going to go for something.
Can you stop giving him ideas?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Whose side are you on, JJ?
I'm on the side of violence.
Okay. You're in the ideal situation.
I'm raging.
Oh, that's true. And then you need to use a bonus action or something to end your rage, don't you?
Yes.
JJ, take it back. Keep talking.
Right then.
I love
so
it when
instead,
JJ's rules lawyering comes in handy.
Yes.
For us.
Instead, what you're going to do is you are going to. I guess you're just going to hit with your hand axe again. Just roll to hit with your hand axe. Damn bards! Couldn't have been anyone else that hit him. I was really hoping Giri would hit him, but there we go. 17, Balzanor, does that hit?
Of course it does.
Could you roll damage for that, please?
So 8 damage.
8 damage, as again, just this into Balzanor, and you're not like quite ready for it. You're still kind of taken aback, like you want to go after him, but then he's doing stuff and everything's just going wrong. So sadly, yes, that is all Mittens can really do at that time, except you're going to move sort of slightly around there. Yeah, like there. Next up, we have Giri.
I'm going to see that happen. Just go, for fuck's sake. And I can...
Bear in mind, you need to use double movement to get from down here to up here, where that line is.
Can I
costs an
see...
extra 5 feet movement.
Can I see him from here? It's only 5 feet up, isn't it?
Yeah. It's only 5 feet up, so yeah, you can theoretically see him from
5, 10. If I go there, I think I can get a javelin throw off.
Yeah? Roll hit with the javelin.
I'm flipping the javelin round, so I'm not throwing the sharp end at him. I'm going to try and hit him with the flat end and the side of the head.
Fantastic.
We'll put a fighting spirit into this just to make sure it lands. Okie dokie. Right, let's throw this baby. With advantage. Is the lightning javelin a bit overkill? No, of course it isn't. Silly question. Oh my goodness gracious me!
Oh my god!
Giri is emotionally conflicted!
You suck.
Yeah, so...
having one leg rolled up.
Thank you.
Giri, you get up and you're like, and you can hear Davyaks like moaning and grunting. Nevado just like looks around and almost gives you a look to say like, he's not looking good. This is not a good situation. And then you turn back and you can see Mittens like going for another rageful strike against Balzanor. And in that moment, you're not sure what to do, and you just throw, and it just clatters against the thing like, way over in this corner.
So I'm angry that I've missed that one, so I'm going to throw another one.
That's fair. I forgot you can attack like 3 times.
27.
Yeah. Does a 27 hit, Mittens?
Yeah.
That's a better throw. And I'm hoping...
what's the damage on it?
The damage,
well,
I'm going to say, is... Yeah, it's more for flavour. I'll say it's bludgeoning.
I'll hit you with the sharp end if you want, JJ.
Slashing doesn't make too much of a difference with certain things. So, 9 bludgeoning damage.
Even halved, I'm still down.
Fantastic. You go unconscious. Can you make me another wisdom save, please?
That's better. That's really good.
Fails.
Shit. I am fucked.
No, sorry. 17 passes. Just passes, but
Fuck you,
passes.
Ben.
Wow.
Sorry, I was doing. Yeah, no, sorry. I was doing stuff for a different monster like today while I was in work, and I got DCs mixed up. Yes, passes. You are now no longer under the effects of Dominate Person. But you are down. I'm assuming that was like non-lethal.
Sure, yeah, why not? Hence the blunt end.
I figured that's what you were going for.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. Creativity, I'll allow it. So Mittens, you just across the head. You fall. Would anyone else be going? Is anyone going to essentially go after this flying creature?
Can we see his
Send it.
intentions? Is he sort of just attacking because Mittens attacked him, or is he actually physically? Do we think he's going to start attacking all of us?
Roll an insight check. Interesting question. Roll an insight check.
Inside check. Oh, -1.
I don't know.
It's really dark in here.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think, considering that so far everything we attack tries to attack us back, so I think he's going to try and attack all of us. That's what I think Balzanor would think.
That's fair.
Even
Yeah.
though-
I mean, yeah. You guys have been through quite a lot, and so far, yes,
So-
everything has tried to kill you. So that is completely fair.
Oh.
Yeah.
At the
Yes.
end of my go, can I just go and I don't have an action left, but just prepare to pick up Davyak.
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah. So you can just like help him, just almost like get onto his feet. As you're like picking him up, he's like, "What are you doing? Go! Get out of here!"
We'll have words, Davyak, but can't ignore what we've been through. Got to get you out of here.
Nevado, it is your turn. Would you like to go after this creature? Would you be slinging spells or doing whatever, or are you leaving him be?
Just remember you're not playing as Oramus, yeah?
Yeah.
He is, however, playing as a
I
person who
can't.
turned into a T-Rex right in the middle of an elven city.
I thought it was all
This is all in the opportunities.
This is very
Giri, take this, and I'm gonna hand Giri the key to my heart, and
Oh,
no, I'm gonna give Giri the health potion I'm carrying,
Okay,
and I'm
fair
gonna
enough.
thanks.
5, 10, 15, 20.
So that's a bonus action to just give someone an item.
Okay, and then I'm going to polymorph into T-Rex, but I'm not gonna. It's more in preparation. I'm not. Well, I can't get to him to attack anyway, but just
Yeah.
in case.
Fair enough. Yeah. Turn
I'm
into a T-Rex.
Gonna become T-Rex.
Turn into a T-Rex. There's this loud roar as you suddenly become a T-Rex, like defending your friends. With this roar, like icicles and stone begin to just like crumble from the sky, from the cave and everything around. You can see, like, even as you roar like this now, the hole in the sort of like ice ceiling is starting to crumble over and shatter and fall. And as he's rising up to this, that is so quaint. And he continues to raise into the air. Orson, I think, is in this moment confused and will therefore use 5, 10, 15, 20 movement. Actually, no. He's probably a little... Yeah, he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to move, essentially, with one hand, Mittens, like, over here, in, like, a corner. Because to Orson, essentially a 10-year-old child, he just thinks, oh, he hit him. That wasn't very nice. he's not necessarily aware that something like a spell or anything like that happened. So he just pushes Mittens you into a corner, non-lethally, because he's also still a bit confused as to what's going on.
Is that
And then he'll,
He's put you in a naughty corner.
that is an unconscious Mittens,
Okay.
so obviously you would fail any saves. So yeah, you're just going to use essentially the shove action to push you 5 feet, and then he's going to look at go, Giri, what's going on? Who's that man? What?
Orson, pick Kathmandu up and we'll get out of here.
Okay.
Oh, no questions.
And he moves in, and you can. I mean, you probably can't feel it because you're unconscious, but it's just this heavy stone hand that goes sort of like underneath your belly, and he goes to pick you up. A little bit how like you pick up like a cat, you know, just by the stomach, and your arms are just there. It's fantastic. Balzanor.
I'm going to start off by using 2 sorcery points to get a level 3 spell back.
Oh,
My boy. My G. Very nice.
he's discovered his powers.
I've still got fast step going.
You do.
So I'm going to
He
fast step.
has 2 concentration checks from getting hit twice.
Oh, why
that's
you
a
ruin
good
the fun, JJ?
Because the rules are played accurately.
So you got a pretty high constitution, and it's only
yeah,
DC
but-
10. So
I mean,
let's see how we roll.
phew, 1.
Pass
Yes.
and pass. You're good.
Now
So
you can succeed with pride.
I'm going to jump over here. Skidoosh.
Thunder step. Teleport yourself to an unoccupied space you can see within range immediately after you disappear. A thunderous boom sounds, and you and each creature within 10 feet of the space you left must make a constitution saving throw, taking 3d10 thunder damage on the fast. Okay, so are you like, so you fast stepping into the sky next to
Into the
him?
sky, and then I'm going to, basically grab him or do something, but he won't be able to have enough
Why
time
has everyone
to.
got a death wish?
Yeah, but I'm then after that, I'm going to disappear. I'm going to go. Pew!
I mean, yeah, you thunder step away from stuff, so
Stepped away from him. So
yeah,
I,
so
I,
alright,
stepped
he'll
to
make
him and
a
stepped away.
make a con save. Ooh, wait, what's your DC? All right, you got a 16 on the dice. I don't need to look that up. He passes, so roll 3d10. He takes half.
Yep.
Oh, not. That's pretty good. So he takes half of that, which is 11. Fantastic. So yeah, as you go up to him, like you thing up to him, and then almost like kicking off of him after you've teleported to give yourself the momentum, like just kicking like off just the side of his like breastplate, just poof, and you land with a crash down onto the ground, almost making this like small impact, little like hole in the ground as you land, and he does like poof, recoil back a little bit, but he almost like saw it coming. He knows you guys. He's seen how you fight.
That's true.
He has used he's used his reactions. That's fine. All right. Is that everything, Balzanor?
That is indeed everything.
Fantastic. At which point, he's going to continue his flight. Just laugh and giggle. And say, what would you say here? He just rises up into the air and says, I understand you're all mad, but think of my proposal, won't you? Maybe it'd be better than working for idiots like this one. Working for a real leader. Maybe she can teach you a trick or two to be not so predictable. And you continue flying 60 feet up into the air, so now he's 130 35 feet up, making him just on the edge of getting out of the hole. Mittens, you're unconscious. Giri, are you doing anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up Davyak.
Yeah.
Do you want a strength throw or anything? Or I imagine if he hasn't eaten.
He's unconscious. You are still you're fucking Giri. You got 20 strength. I see no issue with you just lifting this guy up.
Gains. Right. I'm gonna pick him up, and then is it half movement with?
Yeah, it's half movement when carrying someone. Yeah.
Okay, 5, 10, 15. So I'll get about here. I'll just shout at Nevado. We need to get out of here. Can you heal up Mittens? I think flying's the best way.
Yeah.
Can you move Davyaks?
I will be.
Yes.
Do you just roar
I guess
back
at this
me?
point, then I will. Yeah.
Yes, Nevada, your turn. Something D T-Rex.
I guess D polymorph, and then for now I'll just go up to Mittens. I'm assuming we're out of initiative, so we can just do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I'll ask: is anyone else going to be trying to fight this guy?
I think now it's clear that we see he's flying off.
Fair enough. In which case, yeah, we can drop initiative. He flies off through the hole. You guys are out of there. The area goes. I want to say silent, but there is now more cracks and more crumbling from the area around, and you can definitely tell a lot of the ice and everything that covers a lot of this room is beginning to be unsettled. You probably do want to think about getting out of here fairly quickly. It's not necessarily coming down on you right now, but if you leave it too long, you do kind of get the impression that it wouldn't necessarily be far off. I wouldn't be out of the question. So, yes, you were saying. You're saying, Nevada.
Yeah, I'll just do one level 1 cure wounds to get him up.
Mittens, you're back.
That's a very good kill wounds.
That is a very good cure wounds. Damn! Max cure wounds. 12 hit points back.
And yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. What's everyone else doing at this point? What's the general plan? So this guy is now out of here. He's gone. Anyone looking around? Are you guys just?
Yeah, I mean, we're a bit strapped on.
Luke,
We're a
that's
bit strapped on numbers.
That's a very good meme, by the way.
It's a very, very good meme.
Thank you.
I'm thinking if you and Mittens polymorph.
Yeah, but what are we doing about Orson as well? How are we getting him out?
Oh shit! I didn't even think of Orson.
I can polymorph 2 people and then wild shape myself. I can't do concentration. 2 concentration spells, can I?
You cannot, and also you would know from Orson being Orson, maybe discussing it with Cyril as well, that Orson has an immutable form. He's immune to any spell or effect that would alter his form. He cannot.
Yeah, I'm not saying
polymorphed.
necessarily. Oh, but he's huge, isn't he? So I can't even.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't carry him out.
No, he would be if you wanted to carry him out, that would need 2 people as giant eagles only carrying him, and even then you're looking at pretty slow speeds.
Is Davyaks out? No, he's awake, but he
is awake,
exhausted.
Yeah. So he'll.
Can't fly now, can he? Because his breastplate was
I was
getting
about
wings.
to ask. Yeah.
He cannot fly.
Useless.
I can maybe. I can summon something that'll get 1 or 2 of us out of here.
Well, yes, please.
It's gonna take about 10 minutes to do though.
What is it?
It's a spell Fine, greatest deed.
We've got
I can.
10 minutes. Need to see if we can find out anything before we leave.
From here.
Yeah. In which case, you can sort of set Davyak down. Where are you setting him down? That might be interesting. Like where necessarily on the map? If you
So
were to
he's
imagine this
leaning
as a large
against one of these things? I mean, is it a
Where-
ritual
where is
cast?
the
I
hole?
don't know if we...
It is so the hole is essentially like above this main area here. Sorry, I should have made that clearer.
Is the
So
whole
this
ceiling
whole
like
area
ice
up
that
here.
could potentially fall, or is there anywhere that's like stone and covered? So if bits did fall, we could be.
No,
sure
so as I said, this once was a volcano. So this whole bit over here, probably this whole. I'm thinking my mouse, like turning it around as if you can see. So I'll draw I'll draw a thing. So it's essentially this whole bit here is like the whole of the volcano.
So where we are now.
Can you guys see?
We're under a stone covering. So if we stay.
Yes, like a stone inlet of the cave. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And he left through a hole like just sort of about here up in the sky. And as you're looking at it, yes, a lot of this ice is slowly starting to fall, but this has unsettled, it seems, a little bit of the cave in certain places. So some bits are kind of crumbling and falling, and some like icicles and stuff on the ceilings are kind of crumbling and falling. But yeah, setting him up against the side of something that's not too bad, he'll begin the casting of all of that. Yeah, I'll just reveal the area for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys looking down this way?
Yeah, basically just gonna run.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look with him
Run in
to see what's around.
because we heard that Davyaks has whatever this thing is. Was looking for something, so I'm assuming there's like some stuff here to search through that will potentially tell us something about
Yeah.
this being.
Yeah. So this area, where this like hard line is here, was like a stone wall.
Right.
And from the looks of it, it looks like it was built to be almost like a secret entrance. And Davyak, earlier on, you heard a large explosion, and the hole you can see in this wall is about the size of like a person. So maybe he used another fireball to blow a hole in it so that he could pass through. So yeah, definitely like secret, very, very secret entrance to a sort of secret hoard through this way. Hung in paintings and different things like that are different dragons. A lot of them have various symbols, again, to this iconography, this symbol of like 5 dragon heads, almost in like a circle, almost like in like a floral pattern, where like each of them are sort of twirled around a central sort of thing from the neck. And there's a lot of like these painted. Like one of them has like a red dragon soaring through the sky. Another one has like a blue dragon. There's one of basically every single one of them. Some are young, some are old. There's no real similarity.
How many paintings did you say there were?
Loads. They like cover these walls essentially. They cover these walls, and there are definitely like there is no thing of like there's mostly red, there's mostly green. No, there's about you probably don't have time to guess or probably figure it out, but there's about similar amounts of each. This is definitely a private, it almost looks like a viewing gallery. And by the sides of each of these like columns, there are shelves of certain items and intricate pieces and intricate things. And there are some tomes, some sort of stone tablets, some vases, and things with different iconography, again pointing towards this 5-headed dragon symbol that I believe, he told you guys of Tiamat, the 5-headed god, so you might be able to relate to that. And at the very, very end of the room, over here, there is something very, very interesting. And Balzanor, it's probably good that you came and had a look, because there is a vase. Unlike anything that's there, in fact, it's not really even a vase, it's a very large urn. Like a burial urn. About sort of 4 to 5 feet tall, 3 feet wide. And across it is this like band of gold. So it's like pure black matte, like stone. And across it is this golden band of imagery. And across this imagery there is a person with wings on their back. In the first image they are stood amongst lots of other things, exactly like that. Hold a sword, standing proud. In the next sort of imagery, and this is almost like Greek pottery imagery, you know, it's very quite simple but decadent and fairly colourful in places. And in the next image is this person and many others fighting monsters, it looks like. Many different creatures. In the next is a sun. It looks like a sort of image of a sun, and this figure, this winged figure with a sword, on his hands and knees, almost like rageful, very, very rageful, with the bodies of many different things around him, creatures. And then it's almost like the same image, but instead of the sun and bodies, there is just fire and flames everywhere. And a lot of these creatures are suddenly around him. Very fiendish looking creatures, classic sort of devil horns and long tails. And there is a skeletal figure in long sort of black robes, skeletal hand with a large scythe, placing its hand upon his head. But then again, in the next image, there are 9 creatures. There are 9 of these fiendish-looking creatures. They're not in extravagant detail, but they are there. And this robed figure with the scythe, almost like telling this figure, this winged figure, to leave, to go, like they're all ganging up against him. And in the final image, there is this 5-headed symbol, once again. So it's as if whatever was in this urn was, with a lot of other things, they kind of look like angelic beings. And he fought for them, but for whatever reason, he was cast out to what maybe could be the Hells, you're thinking. And then from there, for whatever reason, he was cast out of the Hells as well. But at some point, he made connection with this cult that Fraz'ath seems to be following, with this being, this Tiamat. Inside the urn, you find a few items. So you can find a lot of like wraps and different things. It's like a body was being almost preserved in this large urn. And you also find 1 or 2 things that are a little bit kind of worrying. So the first is this large box, and within it is almost like a space for this large, round sort of thing. It looks very similar. The symbols on it look very similar to what were to what you've seen in giant imagery. So you've been around giants the past couple of days. It's definitely the same script. And there is almost a decadence to this, however, that you've only seen when looking in Ciro's place. So there is like gold trim around the edges with silver inlays in certain places. And it definitely looks like some big sort of circular thing was meant to be set in here and has been since taken out. But there's also something that shakes you to your very core, and it's only when Balzanor comes and reads aloud what it says do you really get a sense for how deep in the shit you guys might be. Because you find a scroll case. dark wood, very large, a very, very large scroll with symbols on it. And you, Mittens, can't read these symbols, but Balzanor, you can read Infernal.
Coming useful.
And these symbols are text, and they read Scroll of Tarask Summoning.
Holy shit.
The scroll case is obviously empty. And other than small grains of this black sand sort of left in there, it's about all you can find.
Burn that shit.
If whoever's looking in there can also just make a quick investigation check, just to maybe see some, see if you can find just one or two extra little items here and there.
You peaked at reading Infernal, mate.
Yeah.
It's alright, Mittens got you back.
Mittens, so you're looking around and you can see these extra rooms, and you go inside and they almost look like a little bit just more storage for this thing's hoard. Small trinkets and little things like that. And you enter in and you can find what is a very large diamond. Very, very large diamond set in this almost like tripod, like metal tripod type thing. It looks absolutely beautiful. You also find a potion, rather quaintly labelled a potion of flying. And another potion. Nevado, you would find this one. Named Potion of Red Dragon's Breath.
Mm.
What was the first item, sorry?
So
And
there was a large diamond, Potion of Flying, Potion of Red Dragon's Breath, and many sort of scales, like dragon scales almost, shed from a dragon as they sort of get older. They shed a lot of their scales to make room for new and larger ones as they grow. And yeah, you can find a lot of these scales if you wanted to pick any of them up there. Used a lot of imagery and things like that, and on some of them are small engravings and writings and things on them if you wanted to pick any of them up. But I mean, they're cosmetic. You can maybe sell them, but otherwise, it's about all you got in there. The rest of the hoard, you can probably imagine, after this place was ransacked and Fraz'ath was killed, was cleared out, completely cleared out. That's about it.
Sort of like scales can we pick up?
I'll say like these scales they vary in size from sort of like that big to that big. So I don't know. I'd say 20 small ones, 10 big ones.
Okay.
I'll just take one.
Just take one. Fair enough.
while they're looking,
Uh-huh.
I just try and get some information out of Davyak while he's casting his spell. Like, so I'm guessing, yeah, I just ask, like, did you get ambushed at the crystals, and do you remember anything in the past few days, or?
Yeah. He sort of begins to finish up the casting, and you can see after he finishes the casting that he summons, what was it? A griffin, a black feathered, furred griffin, absolutely beautiful in its stature, a very, very proud creature that, once it's summoned, almost like bows to Davyak, and it goes over, like nuzzles up its wing to him and sits ready for whatever he needs it to do.
Oh, I can't spell
After-
Barbarian anymore because you
He sits back down.
That's okay.
He's like, yeah, Oh God. Yeah. What Raziel told you.
Raziel.
Raziel.
I-E-L. C-L.
What he told you was mostly truth. Sort of. I really was going to visit family, but I needed to check up on some other people in the north first. He told you about the sanctuary, didn't he? About the Dragonborn living in the north.
Did that come up?
Yeah, he told you about that stuff.
Yeah.
I needed to make sure they were okay. The war, the orcs retreating back. I wanted to make sure they were all right. I never meant to go after that thing without anyone. I didn't even know what it was. And then I was going to go straight to my family, straight back, and sort things out. But like you said, we got ambushed. In the ambush, I took an arrow to the leg, the Dragonborn dying all around me. I ran. And as I was running, I heard a voice. I heard Mazzy. And my mother, and my brother and sister, and our late father. And by the time I realized it was just a stupid charm, my mind was scattered. I had no control over what I was doing. I ran over to these crystals, which was quite close to it, turned out. Upon this cornucopia of crystals, there was this breastplate. It was beautiful. All I did was place a hand on it, and that was it. He took over. I've been trapped inside my own mind for the past couple of days, just reliving days of my life. The day our father died. The times the Guardians kicked my ass.
Hey.
The day I got this, and he points to his brand mark across his face with a hand. It's but I've also been able to see glimpses of what you guys saw and what you guys are doing. And I don't blame you, man. I would have done the same. He's a pretty good actor. He had access to my memories too. He knew all about you, all about everything. Everything. Can you...
I slap him.
Yeah?
Just not a hard one, but just like that, and just say, that's for going where you shouldn't, without your squad to back you up, and then I'll not hug him, but I'll put a hand on his back and say, but we're glad to have you back, and we'll keep following you.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thanks. But hey, you was right about one thing. I mean, you can consider technically our contract's fulfilled. You are all done here. If devils and what's coming is too much, I don't blame any of you. Really.
We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Is there gold in it?
I mean,
I thought you were coming away from the quiet Asian vibe. You've gone right back.
I'm not saying I'll pay you, but hey, when people find out what we did, yeah, I'm sure there'll be some gold in it someday.
Maybe even the statues.
Oh, shit. Mittens in your hand. Fuck. Oh, this is all my fault.
Yeah, it was a nice couple of days.
Look, I am.
Not to rush all this sentimentality, but can we just get the fuck out of here?
Yeah. Good idea. And he tries to get up, and the griffin sort of like lowers its wing, and like helps him up, sort of thing, and helps him onto its back. I can get one more of you on here. I don't know what we want to do about Orson.
I think we have you two polymorph into giant eagles. You two carry Orson.
There's no way an eagle can carry Orson. He's got to weigh several tons.
That's 2 eagles.
What's the strength score of a giant eagle?
Like 16 or something.
Oh shit! Oh, is it only 16? For some reason I thought it was 20. Yeah, no, that ain't lifting. That ain't lifting Orson. I was wrong. I apologize.
Okay, I've got 2.
Maybe like 4 of them, but
I've got 2 ideas. The first one.
I can
is a
polymorph
bit hard.
someone, and then morph myself in wild shape form, so we could have 3 eagles carrying Orson.
even that, like, you'd probably get him off the ground for like a second, but that'd be like
He's
us
a heavy
lifting like
boy.
another person. He is entirely made of stone.
How tall is the climb?
Hey man, I lift.
That's like 150 feet.
I can dimension door it, and I can bring someone with me, but only someone who's my size, so I can't take Orson, which makes sense, but that's annoying. Ugh.
Is Orson large?
Orson is large.
What if I made you bigger?
Me? Well, I made a bigger dimension door.
Bigger, and would that make? Is that how it works?
Loopholes!
Honestly, rules as written, yeah, that would work. I'll allow
make me
it.
big. Make me
I'll
big.
make you big. Then you can go with Orson. Then Davyaks can fly. Nevado can polymorph Balzanor, or I'll just carry him or something. I can transform.
Sweet. So yeah, you guys get ready. You make Giri large. You step up, and you can see the sort of hole. You look at just the edge. Hold on to
I'm also going to
Orson.
slap, to walk up behind Balzanor and just slap him on the ass and be like, sorry about that, big man, and give him a level 2 cure wounds.
Oh.
Where you go to slap him on the ass and realize,
With the
Best healing goes in through the butt.
Yeah, it's a gentle stamping in the butt.
And
Who's flying with? Is anyone flying with Davyaks?
you can take one other person
Balzanor?
on his griffin. So
Maybe Balzanor go with Davyaks and just make sure he's alright. Matt, you're muted.
yeah, he is like leaning just over the front of it. So
Yeah, Matt, if you're speaking now, can't hear you.
yeah, none of us can. You're just making hand signals here, buddy.
We can't hear you, Matt.
We can't hear you.
Oh, I've got a bad cough, so I muted myself. I forgot.
I see.
I do have wings. I can fly. So if we're just trying to get out of the cave, that's fine with me. I can just.
Oh, I think if it's a freebie to get on with Davyaks, then I think it's worth someone saving a spell slot. But
Yeah, what I'm saying is if someone else needs a ride, but if not, then I'll take it. Yeah.
I think it's a higher level spell slot for you to fly than me, so.
Yeah, it is. It is. So
Fair enough.
I'm fine.
All right. In which case, Balzanor gets on with Davyaks. You and you two turn into giant eagles, start flying. Giri, you just sort of step up next to Orson.
what
Yeah.
spell are you using on me, JJ?
I'll use enlarge on you first.
Is that concentration?
It is, but it's a minute, so like.
So if I go first and then it doesn't matter. It's just an order thing. But
Yeah.
So,
So then you do that dimension door up. You get to just the very very edge of the volcano, and you look down. You realize this is like as much as the ceiling of this volcanic roof was 150 feet up. The rest of it, That's like 300 feet.
Hmm.
So you go, you go up, you make it, look down. It's a bit of a drop.
This is the
Take a
first dimension door I've used with this gauntlet, and that is one hell of a dimension door to use, getting out of a volcano. I
Yeah.
hope I don't mess anything up on my first try.
Volcano with a golem.
Yes.
With a golem with you, yes, absolutely. So yeah, and so you two are okay. Everyone else starts flying up. Davyak just sort of telling his griffin to get him out of there, and you can see he holds on to the side of the griffin by its feathers, but it's a very loose thing, and he's like just leaning forward. He's fucking knackered. And the griffin starts going up, realizing that he's just leaning against it. It doesn't go straight up.
I might
It kind of
I might just hold on to the griffin and hold on to Dabyak at the same time, just to make sure.
Yeah, that's fair. In which case, it just goes straight up. It trusts the big minotaur can hold on to him. And then you two giant eagles manage to escape as well. And as you guys are escaping, you can just hear this loud, and then it would happen after you've made it up. But yeah, after you guys have made it up, maybe one of you guys will look down and just realize a large chunk of this thing just, and then another, and then another, and then another, and it all sort of comes crumbling down. But you guys made it out pretty cleanly.
Was I up there first?
You were up there first, yeah.
I would have a quick look for that Fraz'ath if I can see him anywhere.
Yeah, of course. Make a perception check. If
No.
you'd be so kind. No, it is so you guys have just come up onto what is essentially, it's a fucking volcano. You've come up onto the edge of a fucking volcano. So you guys have gone up, and then you've looked around for this guy, but it's a lot of cold mist and things like that. It's as much as it's quite a nice day outside. It's cloudless. One of them sort of wintry cold days where it is cloudless and it is fairly sunny, but it's just this cold, harsh wind. But because you're on this mountaintop, there's a little bit of mist that sort of lingers around the top, and maybe just the core of other creatures and other things off in the wilderness distracts you for a moment. So you also you're too distracted and you're not entirely sure necessarily where it's gone or he's gone. Yes, you don't see anything, sadly, but you can all make it up, and it's about. I mean, you went into there early doors. It took you a while to sort of walk through the walkways and things. So I mean, by now it's midday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sun's high in the sky. What's the plan?
To find out where Fraz'ath went, don't we?
Yeah.
Case. I don't
Would this be a good time to take a break, by the way?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely, I think so. Cool. We'll take a break. We'll come back in just a few moments for in. We're jumping back in. This is the segue. Right back in to D&D. So you guys are on top of a fucking volcano at the minute. The dormant one, obviously. What would you all like to do? What's the plan?
We need to get down, don't we? I think if I get a lift with one of the
Get down,
Eagle
Arnie.
boys, and then if we just order Orson to head down to the bottom, he's quite robust.
Yeah, Orson's pretty robust. He can, you say he can just like offer to slide, or he'll just walk. Either way, he's a bit sad that no one's coming with him, but there we go.
I would go with him, but
down
it's
with him. We're just
very
watching.
dangerous.
Bird's eye view of what he's doing.
how long
Yeah,
does it take
I'm-
him to descend, Ben?
I mean, if he was just to go straight down and just like straight walk, like and climb down, a couple of hours.
Okay, so we can't stay with him because actually Nevado could. Nevado lasts a bit longer in his form, doesn't he?
Pretty much stay in this.
Yeah, how long do you last in your form, Nevado?
Let me look it up. I never know.
Something like proficiency bonus or wisdom mod in hours.
I think, yeah, wisdom mod in hours seems correct, but I'm not sure.
Uh,
How do you like proficiency plus wisdom? I think you can get it pretty high for like 8 hours or something. You can try. I could be wrong.
I mean, if you really try, you can get your wisdom to 8, so...
you can stay in a beast shape for a number of hours equals to half your druid level.
Half a druid level.
Half a druid.
There we go. So you guys are level 12, so 6 hours you can stay as a giant eagle. So yeah, Orson, upon hearing this, will just go, alright,
Well, after an hour, I'll join him.
that's fair.
Well,
I mean, he does offer to carry someone. Like, he's a big guy, he can climb down with one arm.
well, I don't mind going
Um,
down with him. It's just, is it not really like difficult terrain up here? Surely.
Oh yeah, it is. It's definitely a climb, but I mean, he seems fairly confident he can do that climb with one hand. He's a pretty big boy, and if there are no handholds, he can fucking punch them into place. So, I mean, it's entirely up to you guys. What you want to do to get down. There is also a small sort of like platform here. You could theoretically rest here. It's fucking cold, very cold. To get the benefits of a long rest, I'd need you to make a check.
Against the temperature,
Unless you were,
then?
yes.
What, even inside a tiny hut where I control the temperature?
Well, inside that, then I would say yes. No, you're perfectly fine. You can do
Excellent.
whatever the hell you like. And Orson doesn't feel the cold outside, so he's just fucking fine.
Excellent.
So I mean, yeah, if you wanted to rest all the way up here, you can.
Let's
You
just
wanted to
all
have-
lie down, and after an hour I'll climb down with Orson. When we're polymorph flares off.
Yeah,
We should be
Fair
on more
enough.
better terrain then, I think.
fair enough. Can you just make me then an athletics check on behalf of Orson,
Okay, I'm doing it step by step.
just to sort of
Let's
see
go.
how long it takes him to get down?
He's got plus 10 in this bad boy,
He does.
and he's got a nat 20.
Oh,
Orson
30.
invents
My,
these
my.
schemes.
Orson, yeah. So you're heading down, and Orson almost like takes you, Mittens. After like he basically goes, Ketman, if you're coming down with me, do you want to like not be a bird? I've got a really fun idea.
I mean, all I have to hear is fun idea to not be a bird anymore.
Awesome. Sounds like awesome, doesn't it? But it's not. It's awesome. I'm awesome. Anyway, no. Although, now technically I have 2 fun ideas. Anyway, picks you up, places you heavy to his chest. Might wanna hold on, Ketman. And he leaps and just rides on his back the entire fucking way down.
He turns himself into a bobsled.
He kind of does, yeah. And like he uses like his one hand to slow himself down or grab certain bits along the way. And when it comes into like a sheer drop, he almost like quite expertly sort of like grabs the edge, turns his whole body round, and then like descends by like punching into the wall and slowly descends, punches into the wall, slowly descends. and it's this incredible thing. And you guys like flying overhead, you can watch. He's going alarmingly quickly, and as he's going down, you can see like there is this like, I don't know if I want to say it's like some strange insectoid creature that crawls out of the side of one of these holes, and he just straight through it.
You're covered in goop.
It is rather visceral and rather gross, and Orson, if I could be sick, I would be. As more of these things begin to scuttle out, but then upon realizing what the hell happened, they very quickly scuttle back in again. He continues along his long way down, and then the very final thing is just this really big jump. Lands heavily on the ground, superhero pose, drops you down. Mittens, your hair is now like everywhere. Your mane is fucking absolutely everywhere. You are cold as shit. But you're down, and it only took like 2 hours, so that's a win in anyone's books. Whereas everyone else gets down in near enough around an hour. As you all get down and find a decent place to rest, what kind of environment would you be looking for anywhere in particular to rest, or just fucking anywhere?
Somewhere by a river, maybe a bit further away from here.
Yeah, well, there was that river that came sort of into the mountain.
That's what I was thinking, yeah, where we made that decision before of how to get in. That seemed like a decent place to...
Yeah, if you want, you guys have, followed this route before, you had a look around before, you know what the terrain is like, so you could just walk sort of straight following this river around. It sort of like curves and meanders every now and again, but it sort of goes up this. No, it wouldn't go up a slope to river. So as it sort of like gets to the sort of rise on the slope, it curves back around on itself. And it's around there in this small sort of like hedgehog of trees. You can make your rest for the evening. These trees they're the very, very large ones that you saw in the forest, but they are, this is way too far north for anything like this to survive. So they're very, very much dead, no leaves or anything on them, but it's a little bit of cover nonetheless. A few like dead bushels and things to just give you a little bit of visual cover. As you approach this area, a little bit of wind cover as well from all this place. Davyak just gets off his griffin. The griffin sort of like immediately just slumps down, nestling itself into the snow, and then Davyak just flops onto it and is almost immediately like falling asleep. He's not in a good way whatsoever.
I pick him up while Mittens, I assume, creates the magic ball.
Yeah, you create a magic ball. The area, sort of like within this magic ball, the snow melts to just reveal this grass that very quickly becomes very dry. You can lay Davyak down in there, and Orson again just sort of sits outside monitoring the area. He pets the griffin, and he's quite happy that he can actually pet this thing without it like dying. He's like, "Oh, Giri, I touched a bird and it didn't die." Yay! And he continued to pet the griffin, and the griffin almost just uses him as like a scratching rock. Like nuzzles its head up against him just to get those areas behind its ears and stuff like that it's a little bit awkward to get to with all the wings, and sort of like behind the wings as well. It sort of nuzzles up against him, and you can hear every now and again there's just this little giggle from Orson as it's moving around him in this strange way. But it's a very almost like wholesome scene, almost distracting you from the fact that earlier on today you've seen hundreds and hundreds of dead dragonborn and fought a ghost dragon. So there we go.
It's a busy day.
Busy day. As you all settle down in this thing, Davyak sort of like just gets a few respites of breath. He almost like sticks his head out of the thing for a few minutes just to breathe in some fresh air from his lungs, a controlled breath that he's done. And
Yeah, that's sensible. You want to get some fresh air before this place fills up with Balzanor farts.
and after a little while of you guys just, settling down, Giri, you might just sort of like take, just rest the sword by your side, settle down just for a little moment. We'll just take a breather. And Davyak just says, I'm so sorry for all of this. This is, if I'd have known, when those orcs up here, I fucked up. I keep fucking up, man. I'm sorry. Why they made a man like me general, I'll never know. But there we go. Look, there's something I need to tell you. This Raziel, he's a gloater. He wanted me to know that he'd won. As much as he could see my memories, I could see some of his. I don't necessarily know the extent of his plan. I hardly know where he's gone, but I think I know where that thing is. There were just flashes, but memories of him and other, it must have been angels fighting this big thing, but they weren't fighting it so much as they were just directing its rampage through this portal that they'd created. And it seemed they'd ended up in the Feywild.
Ooh.
This creature is huge. It's God. It's mountain-sized. It's terrifying. Yeah. They were all wearing golden armor and bright wings and gleaming swords. I can only assume they're angels of some sort. What did Sarah say? Davas? Is that their name?
I think it's Divas.
Divas. Whatever. I think... I don't know much about the Feywild, but I know it has a natural enchantment energy about it. Everything there is meant to be so magical. And I know this thing couldn't just be... I know they struggled to kill it. And they couldn't kill it. So they took it to the Feywild, and they didn't kill it, they just put it to sleep. And there it's been for all this time. And I think... Well, I know. He wants to just let that thing loose on Ambyr.
Is it a Rask?
Yeah.
I didn't find that scroll. Ignore that. I didn't say that.
Well, I'm assuming that's a pretty big piece of news. I can assume that Balzanor and Mittens probably would have informed you of this.
It depends how common, if any knowledge.
Yeah, we won't know
Make
what it is.
Well, Tarask also, so from what little you've heard from Ciro, this thing is fucking terrifying. This thing is what giants call Ragnarok. This is the Devourer. But you can make a nature check if you'd like to see if you remember any... Or history, I'll allow history as well, to make any stories, any slight bits of information. This isn't a well-known thing, so you wouldn't know it much anyway. Oh my lord!
Maybe I do.
You're a bard. It makes sense. In your times, sort of, reading up on different things to make. You maybe spent a lot of time, reading different stories. In the time of Ambyr, that's what most songs and tales are. They're just stories of stuff that's happened before. Obviously, a lot of them romanticized and made extravagant. And you're thinking about it now, and you're trying to think back on this one that you used to read, and there was this bit of a song you could never quite, like, it wasn't made for the bagpipes, but you were fucking determined to put it to bagpipes, but it didn't quite translate well. And you remember it was a song about this thing, this rampaging, devouring monster that was so big and so mighty, it even terrified some of the gods. Like this, this thing in the song. I mean, the song details pretty explicitly. It's kind of an awful song. It details how it just sort of stomped its way over a massive fucking city, and by the end there was no one left to, no one left for anything, and how it just went along this coast essentially to destroy it until one day it went away. It had its fill and it fucked off.
Coast to coast.
Yeah. Now, obviously, this thing didn't detail much about the beast other than it was very hungry and very big and could eat a lot of stuff. But yeah, you're positive that if there was any truth to the story, that may be what it was about. And if so, I mean, yeah, if there's any truth to the story, this thing was just stomping around a whole city like it was nothing. And it just ate its way through armies and people and all sorts until it had its fill and fucked off. This is a monster that, when Davyaks speaking about it, and he's telling you about these glimpses of Devas fighting it, like Devas, angelic beings, there was at least 15, 16 of these things, and they couldn't even kill it. Like,
So when we
that's
put it down, we're better than like
Yeah.
angels.
All the armies of the world.
yeah.
Now that sounds statue. Where's Artemis?
I have no doubt in
Dragon's
my mind
Revenge
that
comes flying through.
just fucking.
Oh, can you
harpoon-
imagine if someone telekinesis your ship into this creature?
Ah.
No, that would be. That would be
You- well,
fucking
you're being
cool.
that
I've got a
guy,
crew of
yeah.
like 30.
I do want to be that guy. It's fine.
That would be fucking cool. I mean, to be fair, I would almost allow it if you had a bunch of people casting telekinesis to raise parts of the ship and then throwing it at this thing. That would be pretty cool.
I have a squad. And make it happen.
Time to train them all in magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Depending on where we fight this thing, we'd have to bring it so far inland before we even attempted throwing it.
Well, that's
No,
what
no,
Davyaks
no,
trying
we
to.
can sail it.
I mean, Davyaks trying to say, like, there is,
They got rivers.
as far as he's aware, there is probably a way to beat this thing, and you probably could just beat it into submission and hunt it and kill it like any other monster. But ideally,
Go really tiny.
he
Climb
would
inside its
rather.
butthole and then really, really big. Oh, sorry, that's Thanos.
He would rather defeat Raziel before it manages to make it onto the material plane.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm with him. On that one.
Or at the very least before he can wake it up, because I mean, even if so, he thinks he needs to use the scroll to find it. He doesn't know where they took it, so he's going to use the scroll to find it and somehow bring it here through some, I don't know, it needs some kind of portal or gateway to bring it here. He can't just, I mean, summon it from there, can he? We need to find out where he's gone. I mean, but then how do we want to put Mittens your hand? Do we want to?
I've had a thought, right? Now I'm going to pull out my bagpipes and I'm going to cast Mage Hand. And I'm going to attempt to play the bagpipes with Mage Hand.
Yeah, roll me a spellcasting ability check. So just charisma. I'll allow you to add your proficiency. Jesus Christ.
So that'd be 23 because it automatically adds half.
Yeah. So yeah, 23. Yeah, you take it out. This. I mean, how does your mage hand look to you?
I mean, it's like a big sort of like translucent green ball.
Yeah, and this thing just summoned, and it almost like you like put it exactly where your hand would be, and just thinking of like all the years you spent learning the different sort of like movements and everything like that for the bagpipes and the movements of what you need to do, you go for it. And in the middle of this very open, very large, like snowy plain, you just start belting out the bagpipes.
Play the Tarrasque song.
You stopped to play the Tarrasque song, or at least as much as you could. Yeah, there's not suited to bagpipes. So like you get to the bit, but then it's like the chorus where, like you. So the actual verses sounded all right in bagpipes, but this was a song that was meant for like the lute and for people to sing around the fire in like a big tavern and stuff like that. And it was meant to be like an entertaining, joyful drunkard song. That doesn't necessarily translate very well to bagpipes, especially when you get around to the chorus, which is just this like rambling multiple thing of like it had its fill, oh the thing like when will it get its fill kind of thing, like a sort of pondering question. Yeah, it is very, very quick, and it's like this pondering thing of like when is this thing full so that it can stop eating us and it can go home.
Like, I imagine it's got like this like rising melody and like so like starts off quite sort of slow and deep and gets like higher and higher and faster, which on the bagpipes just translates to louder and louder.
Exactly, and it just doesn't sound good, but you're proud anyway that you managed to translate a thing for like the lute and bar instruments to bagpipes. That was an achievement enough for you. And you can't even help but like Davyaks just tapping along. Like he actually doesn't mind it. So what's the plan from here? So if there's anything else you'd like to ask Davyak, you obviously can. He's just chilling out, hoping that a couple of rests will get him back to full speed. Obviously, it's only like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, so by the time you've actually done effectively a long rest, it's like 10 in the evening. It's pitch black. So if you wanted to then continue till the morning, I'll allow that to maybe have a little bit of a benefit for Davyak as well.
I think, yeah, we just probably plan and then rest.
Okay.
It's quite a busy day. Like just the tension of pushing through a volcano like that with ghosts and shit, and then fighting a ghost.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's emotionally draining, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, for Davyak, yeah, this was all like, I mean, he was effectively in his mind like screaming at you guys, "Oh my God, kill me now!" He goes over how like there was a point where most of you were asleep, and he managed to get his own eye to twitch just very, very slightly. Like that was all the control with all of the energy he like all the willpower he could force in his mind. That's as much as he could get out of Raziel. And part of the reason Raziel never slept is so that he never weakened his mind, so Davyak could have even just a slightly better chance of taking over. But he's an angel, so he doesn't need sleep like we do as well.
Long rest?
Yeah. Long rest, yeah. If you guys wanted to just spend this time in the day, just like light activity, just chilling out in this ball, absolutely long rest. Long rest is done. Refill spell slots, HP, all that good stuff. Mittens, you're once again one-handed, so you cannot hold things in 2 hands, and it might have other benefits. Athletics checks will be made at disadvantage in certain scenarios, for example, lifting things and all that sort of stuff. Sleight of hand checks as well, disadvantage. Maybe some other stuff as well. We'll have to, as and when that sort of comes up, we'll deal with that. But you do notice now, though, it is now just a stump. So the healing magic didn't like return it to the form where it was all gory and horrible. He almost like, it almost like healed it to a stump and then created the hand, and now it's just brought it back to the stump. So you're okay in that respect. D100. That was for your beard.
No, I'm guessing under 50 would be a beard. Correct?
Under 50 is the beard. Over 50, you're all right. You do not grow a beard this day.
So I go to bed really nervous and then wake up. Oh, I don't have a beard. That's cool.
You read my mind. I've been delivered a plate of food. Yay.
It is about dinner time, I suppose.
It is, to be fair, yeah. Well, I mean, give me a break. I got in from work and I immediately sat down and played D&D.
You're a trooper, Ben.
I am.
We don't deserve you.
I'm a hungry trooper.
What are you eating?
Chicken goujons and chips.
That's a good Friday meal, to be fair. Good comfort food.
We always do that. We always try and have weekend meals.
Can't help feeling that, Ben, you kind of eat like a child.
I actually don't. Like, most times in the week, I actually have, like, decent meals and shit. It's just, like, on weekends. Like, me and Chantel always get stuff for weekends that are, just, like, easy-to-cook meals. Essentially so that it doesn't bother our free time. So, just, like, chicken goujons and chips, you just stick in the oven. Like, frozen pizzas, stick it in the oven, But then in the week, we actually have, like, somewhat decent meals.
Anyway, munching his goujons on a weekday.
It's a weekend. Hey, I'm at work fucking tomorrow anyway, so.
Oh, you. Ben, I'm going to be so excited when you leave. Like, genuinely, I think we should have a little party at your house when you leave.
Absolutely. I do need to get you all here. Do need to get you all here.
Yeah, put a fucking date in.
I got to stick it up until I get a new job. I'm gonna stick this one out.
Not threatening at all.
But anyway, back to D&D. So what is the plan now? So you've got 8 hours essentially where you've just dilled about.
Yeah.
You've talked. You would like to talk to a lamp? Okay.
I thought this is
to a lamp.
when you watch TV shows and they do deliberate ad breaks where it's like their own ad break. I feel like that's what the lamp is.
Yeah.
And it's a story across multiple adverts.
So, rather than spend a lot of time on a load of different questions, I basically want to spend my time asking it, ascertaining, because it said it wants to help, and so I want to learn what it can do, as to whether or not it thinks it could heal or harm.
Can light up your way in the dark.
If it could, if it could heal, sort of how much? If it could harm, would it be how much single target AoEs? Does the lamp know what it can do, essentially?
From what you ascertain, make me a... what checks are possible to make? Because you're asking this thing, I'm assuming, going off the yes-no basis of
do you
swinging.
Think you could harm someone? Yes, no.
Oh, right. No.
If you
can't do that.
Would it be near or far? Would it be one person or lots of people at once?
It cannot harm anyone.
Okay.
It can only affect you.
Okay. Well, so stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay. What can you heal? Can you? Can you? Not to be meta about it, but can you buff? And what sort of?
Make me a.
A lot of time, be like, can you make me fly? Can you make me faster? Can you make all the sorts of things I know other magical spells could do?
Make me a. So you're asking all these questions, trying to think, of things you could do.
It's slow, it takes
Make me either Arcana or Investigation. But if you're going with investigation, charisma investigation.
Charisma investigation.
Because you're like asking it questions and trying to ascertain that sort of thing.
So +3.
Yeah.
It's a 5.
The 5. Yeah. Again, you get this thing of it protects you in a way, and you keep going around in circles like you protect me. Okay, do you protect me from slashing? Yes. From fire? Yes. From this? Yes. From that? Yes. It protects you from everything, but you just got hit with a lot of stuff, and you didn't feel very protected.
Yes.
So, what? So how do you protect me? And then it's just like spins around in circles because it can't fucking it can't say anything. So it's this terrible thing of like, you've got the question on the tip of your tongue, but you just don't know how to phrase it, how to push it. If you yourself specifically right now can think of any questions for it, then we can go through that. But
I mean, I can think of a few which I can maybe I don't know if they're just wasting my time. But I can think of some
okay, if you think of one, let me know. But yeah, so that happens. At a certain amount of time during the short rest, Davyak pulls out his little book and just starts drawing some of the trees around the area. Again, just drawing some of the trees. And you do notice, unlike previous Davyak, he actually does sleep. Proper sleep. And you can tell he's asleep, because this fucker snores. But, yes, the hours roll by. What is the plan? What is the plan from here?
Nevado,
Yes.
your fancy scrying on the big man who we didn't like.
Yeah. Alright, mate. I'll do that for you.
Alright.
Just give me 1 second. I'll just switch my spells out again. I feel like Cone of Cold is going to be super useless against this guy, so that can go for now.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, actually, he didn't really respond to
He's resistant to
cold damage. Yeah. Yes, but we might not face him. He might not be our next combat. But it's up to you.
Scrying. See here, a particular creature you choose is on the same plane of existence. Target wisdom saving throw modified by how well you know the target. This target knows your
Super
personal
well,
spell.
actually.
It can fail the throw voluntarily. Knowledge save modifier. You have heard of the target. +5. You have met the target. +0. So you've met him, so he doesn't get a bonus. Familiar. You know the target well. I wouldn't say you're familiar with him at all, so he just gets to make a regular save. Connection save modifier, likeness or picture, possession or garment, body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or the like. -10. On a successful save, the target isn't affected, and you can't use a spell against him again for 24 hours. On a failed save, the spell creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. See it here through the sensor. As was there, a creature that can see the invisible sensor as a luminous orb at the size of your fist. Blah blah blah. Okay, so he needs to make a save. He can draw pretty decently.
Could Davyaks draw a picture of this guy?
He can give it a go. I mean, the guy was literally holding him by the throat. He can give it a damn good go. Yeah, I'll make a roll for Davyaks. See how well he can sort of draw. Oh, Davyaks rolled a 5. I was going to give that plus like his dexterity modifier, but I mean that only puts it to 9.
He just draws a
so.
really basic sword. It's like 2 lines.
He draws a face, but it definitely wasn't its face. There was a lot of bits like you can tell Davyaks mainly draws stuff like the environment around him and the different things like that. He's not really one for people, so as much as you could probably tell like it was an attempt at him, but that's mainly through the features that were there, the horns that sort of came out of his head and the slick black hair, the almost unreal handsomeness to the face and the dark sort of like stone, like granite skin, things like that, or rather like dark, sort of dark marble skin kind of thing. So unfortunately, no, the drawing's not really good enough to be considered anything that will help with this spell. But I will roll for the creature.
I feel like it's
We'll
gonna
see how it
save.
does. What is your thing? 16. What's his wisdom? In total, he got 12. I thought he could pass that, but it was a different thing, because it is, it's wisdom. In my head, I was thinking charisma.
Luke, what's
for the saves.
Nevado's wisdom then? 18.
It is extra large.
18, yeah.
It is 18, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, 19.
Oh, you're one off. Okay. I thought you might have had it at 20.
Yeah. No, not yet.
Right, so
What do we see? What does Nevado see?
What do my druid eyes see?
Are you using it so like you look into the crystal ball and can see him, or is it like you're just using that as a focus? Like what does scrying look like to you? No.
Yeah, I imagine like I'm kind of casting the spell on the object so that I can see it within whatever it is I'm using. So in this case, the ball.
Fair enough. So you look through the crystal ball, and you see a number of things. You see large sort of stone columns, and large hallways and corridors, and this open sort of space. Two angels either side, a very large door, and this door is engraved with all these symbols and imagery of like this large tree, and all the branches lead out in 100 different ways, depicting people in different environments, in snow and fire and
That's not
swamps and
place in the Cloud Giants thing, is it? Or is that different?
everything. It does indeed look
Oh shit.
very similar. And as you look and you can see this sensor, you can see he has already begun the summoning ritual. This scroll has dissipated at this time, and there are many sigils across the room. The room has darkened, and these two huge angelic figures either side of this door, their swords have almost got this like fiery eminence to them that he's almost drawing into it. And you can just see him, Raskushan Ilkira Delfor. And he just keeps going with this infernal, like, sigil-like thing, and it's not even, it's almost like an arcane, language. It's not even any kind of language. It's just what's going on in this thing. And around you can see stones, lots of stones everywhere. That looks very much like pieces of golems, but not like they've been damaged at all. Like they've just turned themselves into stone and almost have been deactivated. Like how an Orson tries to hide as just a pile of stones. And around you also see blood. A lot of blood.
What the fuck? Did she creep up on you?
All I could see there was Hattie's head popping up and going so that I got different ideas.
Luke has been quiet for a little while actually. Oh mate, I imagine that scared you shitless.
Yeah, it's just a bit. She just like crept in and like just shook my chair as I was sitting there, and then
and you can see in this room all this blood sort of trails out of the room and across, and you can almost see from the sensor towards the large hole with the chain with the sort of elevator that's still at the bottom. You can imagine he flew his way up. Ciro is nowhere to be seen. And as you look through this sensor, slowly this door opens, and through it comes this... It's almost like it projects a larger door in front of it between these two statues, creating this miasma of just the arcane weave and the sensations that we can't see but we know are there between worlds, between realities. As it's like, it almost looks like to you this thing is going through and trying to find the Tarask through the many different planes and the many different worlds that are here. He is still doing the spell. You don't know how long you have, but he already has begun casting it. This guy's been fairly efficient with his time. And the fact that... anyone who's looking at this, make me a quick insight check. Okay, yeah, Nevado, 10. With a 10...
I'm not doing it with advantage.
You're almost just concerned as to...
Pretty sure.
How... I mean, Ciro had all these things, all these golems around him, and they've all just suddenly stopped, crumbled into stone. Something's happened to Ciro. You would never just give up these golems like that. And you look back at Orson and realise Orson is still up. Thank God he's broken. Thank God he's awakened. But yeah, there's something going on there. There are no other creatures in this room at that moment until, as you're looking at this, you can just hear this screech. And Mittens, you know this screech all too well. It's been ringing in your mind, in your dreams, in your nightmares for the past couple of days. Maybe he isn't quite alone after all. Exactly. How long does this last for? How long does this this thing last for? I guess 10 minutes, yeah. So yeah, you can just watch him for 10 minutes, constantly uttering these hellish phrases over and over. And as you do, this miasma swirling just gets larger and larger and larger, and more elaborate, and in parts more detailed, almost as if it begins to hone in on somewhere, but then it takes it just away in this mist of, like, so you begin to see trees, huge trees, larger than life, with branches that extend out for ages, and some of them have strange, colourful leaves, like most of the leaves are like green-orange, but these ones are like purple and bright red and blue, but then they disappear, and then you see these like huge mushrooms, and then all this like miasma of just this place as it's searching, maybe through the Feywild itself, to try and find this creature. And after around 10 minutes... After around 10 minutes, the thing goes away. So you know his location.
Nevado.
Hmm?
What did you see?
He's looking for the Tarask.
Right now?
He seems to be searching... Right now, he seems to be searching through, I don't know, dimensions. Through the Feywilds or something.
Best get a bloody move on then. We're quite a way away from Ciro's, aren't we? Like a day's
You're
travel
about
at least.
a day and a half away.
Oh shit.
Is Zero's closer to here or closer to north?
It's probably closer to here. Yeah, no, it's definitely closer to here. It's about a day and a half from here. But from Northgard, that was like 3 or 4 days that you guys ended up having to travel. So, yeah.
How are we going to speed this up? I guess we can move at a faster pace, but risk exhaustion.
Yeah, you can move at a faster pace or risk exhaustion. Some of you can turn into things. Davyak can cast a spell and get a steed, or he can get a lesser steed and have that, if that would help anyone.
We only move at speed of the
I mean, like-
member, and I feel like we can speed ourselves up for periods of time, but the slowest member on that example
Awesome.
is going to be awesome because we can't
Yeah.
increase the speed for a long period of time.
I don't feel overly comfortable with the
Unless
idea
we just
of
leave
leaving him. Yeah, but I think that might be the option.
Yeah, is he going to be a
Well, unless
full-on
we
member of
leave
the
him,
party?
He's
Just tell
useful
him
in
to-
combat, but if we need speed here, otherwise, because I mean, if that thing gets a Tarask out, we're finished. End of discussion.
Can anyone
I mean,
polymorph
we
into
just
something
tell-
that he can ride?
I mean,
I know he's
I
huge.
don't think so.
He could ride a T-Rex, surely.
Yeah. I mean, everyone
No,
wants to
I
see a
mean-
rock riding a T-Rex.
I mean, he's huge and made of stone. He's got to be several tons.
He is several large boulders. Like, T-Rexes are strong. T-Rexes have like 27 strength, but I don't know, because also if you think like the realistic size of a T-Rex is like, you know, they use like 2 legs to keep themselves up. They're mostly bent over a lot of the time. I don't think, yeah, no, you wouldn't necessarily be able to
I think if we're contemplating leaving him,
hold him.
the speed benefit we gain from we'd have to, Nevado and I would have to use a lot of resources. It's like 1 hour. Well, it's like,
hang on,
it's like 1
'cause-
hour of polymorph.
I was gonna say if he's searching the whole Feywild, we might have a little bit of time. He very possibly thinks that no one's coming after him, so
Maybe.
maybe we just chance, because once we get there, it's not like we can bum rush there and rest. Like, we're gonna get there and engage, I think. So I think we need to.
Well, I
If
guess
we
that's
do,
the
just
thing,
walk.
So,
Well, you guys know,
I mean,
so
I could.
you guys aren't getting there in the next 24 hours. Unless you all turned into giant eagles and flew there, you could probably get there within a day. But with the limitations of things like polymorph and things like that, the likelihood is, like, it's either you get there in a day and a half at regular speed, or like about a day of travel if you were to, you know, go fast and push it. Otherwise, you know, unless you had other ideas of how to make yourselves move much faster, at some point you will either, I mean, you could just not take a long rest, chance the con saves to, because like one day won't give you immediate exhaustion unless you fail a save. So you'll need to make a Constitution saving throw. I mean, it'd be fairly. I'd make it a quite high Constitution saving throw, because you guys would have been traveling at fast speed for all that time.
What if I
Wouldn't necessarily.
What if I spoke with animals and asked some elk to carry us on a makeshift sled?
It's still the same problem, but then I suppose Oramus, Orson, he won't get exhausted, will he, if he's sprinting the whole way?
He physically can't get exhausted.
Yeah, so he could sprint the whole way, and then if we've got Elk, I don't know if he'd necessarily keep up per se, but he would not get tired sprinting the whole way. So maybe he could keep up, actually.
I mean, if you think, like, you know, if at any point you guys need to take a rest, he'd still be fucking sprinting that way. He'd still be running.
He's not got an excellent movement speed. It's pretty average, so. But like Ben said, if we rest, he's not going to. I mean, you can try that, Luke. Again, it's just a resource drained. But what is Speak Animals? It's quite a low level spell, isn't it?
It's a level 1 spell, so
yeah. Do you stand a chance of?
Realistically, the only thing I'm likely to. Well, that's a good point.
But the thing is, you also don't have a slit currently. I mean, one of you might be able to craft one with arcane, but.
I mean, I also think I have carpenter's tools.
I don't think we have time to build a sled.
Yeah, if we're building a sled, we might as well just crack on.
No, not necessarily a sled, but we could like just chop a tree down and like I don't know. But maybe maybe we just run for it. Risk the exhaustion and try and get there by this evening or however quickly we can get there.
Orson has an immunity.
That's my vote.
So, does that mean he's immune to animated? Because the objects I animate can fly.
He is not an inanimate object, though. He is a golem. He is a construct.
Could he carry all of us? If he can't get tired.
He can carry one of you and still, like, go fine. He can carry one of you and still fucking sprint along. No problem. He can carry two of you at a regular pace, though that would be quite uncomfortable.
Well, could he
regular pace?
carry
Regular pace isn't regular pace for anyone to carry.
If he carries us, we need 4 more.
No, but if he carried us and we all ran, would we be able to rotate that in a way that we didn't get exhausted? Because if you had like a 2-hour break being carried by Orson, each person.
That's not a terrible suggestion.
Not a terrible suggestion. Davyak also does have Fine Steed, which just lasts however long.
Yeah, I mean, I can wild shape into a horse or something like that, and carry one person.
If you wild shape into a horse and you carry Mittens, say, and then Orson carries me, then that's 2 more people. Davyak's got his steed,
which takes Balzanor potentially.
Yes. So then we're all mounted and we're all moving. Would he not? Would he still have his steed from yesterday?
You're right. He would. So he still does have the griffin.
So it's not a resource drain on him.
Got to be pretty fast as well.
Griffins are fairly fast. Depends over land or sky. If he's taking someone else with him, the griffin is significantly slowed through the sky, but
that's okay though, because we're
still so.
JJ said we're already moving at the weakest pace, which is awesome.
We're still going to be limited to Orson's speed.
This is true. Yeah, griffins have a fly speed of 80 feet.
But he can sprint carrying one person.
You say, sorry, do you 50 or 80?
80 feet. So griffins can fly.
He's still faster than Orson.
So yeah, we're limited by Orson,
but Orson doesn't need to have a break, which yeah. Well, I guess technically the griffin doesn't either, because is it magical?
It will need rest. It's not immune to the exhaustion condition, so it will need a rest at some point.
I think we do that then, because Nevada, you don't typically wild shape in combat, so that's not huge. It's not a big resource drain on you, I don't think. And then we can get there quicker, and we can go at quite a pace, I think, depending on what you transform into, I don't know, a horse or something.
Yeah, if I turn into a horse, then we can just jiggle on.
So
we doing that then?
Carry Balzanor? Who's the lightest out?
I can carry whoever.
I'm definitely not the lightest.
Lightest is probably you, Mittens. Yeah.
Okay, so if I ride Nevado,
Boy, there we go. That's one for the fan art. Anyone watching? Fancy doing that one?
Oh no!
Is it rule 34?
Yeah.
Abby's first commission.
Oh.
Furry porn.
So,
I mean, come on.
Austin's going to carry Giri
Seems a decent choice, yes.
and Davyaks, Griffin.
What are you wild trapping into? A horse? Or whatever. Alright.
Davyaks, Griffin carries Davyak and Balzanor.
I like to imagine at some point during the journey, Davyak just leans across to you, Balzanor, and just says, "You're like the brother I never had. Because you play my brother."
Right. So that's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what. We're going at a good pace, I think, because we can do that without it getting exhausted.
We're going as fast as we
Yeah.
can, basically.
Okay. So in which case, yeah, you guys head off. I'm gonna need just an. Actually, thinking about it, I don't actually think I need a check from anyone going off their speeds necessarily. However, I will say, could I get an athletics check from Nevado as a horse and from Orson? Actually, no, not from Orson. He doesn't need a break. And I'll make one for the Griffin, just to see how many breaks you'll necessarily need in the day to like stave off major exhaustion. Because as much as you're like moving fast, you're going at it, as fast as you can. Maybe you can try and move at that pace and maneuver your way around the area.
Oh, is that you, Luke?
Yeah.
22 athletics. Fuck.
A horse,
Nice.
Would it?
a horse and I have the same strength, so
What? I reckon a horse could kick you into next week.
Indeed. And Griffin athletics. Yeah, that's rolled a 16, so that's pretty good. Not quite 22, but that is pretty good. So you guys are making it through. I mean, from now. So okay? So you've done the long rest. It's 10 p.m. Were you going from 10 p.m. or were you going from the next morning?
I mean, if we take a long rest and then, assuming Nevado scries immediately
Yeah.
after we finish the long rest, then
Mhm.
yes, I think we would leave immediately.
Okay. Also, as a thing, if you went the next morning as well, Davyak would lose another point of exhaustion. So he had 4. He's now down to 3. So his physical speed is halved, but he's on a Griffin, so that doesn't matter. Disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, and ability checks. He will lose the disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws 1 at the end of this day.
I don't think we
Oh,
have
oh no.
the time to wait here.
No.
No? Alright then.
If we, I mean, I guess it depends on the time, but we'll see what we get to.
So, with 2 decent athletics checks, you guys power through the day. You take a short rest later on in the day just to recuperate. Nevado, you just take a moment to lie down, and you really you're focused on your breathing, because obviously you still have your mental intelligence scores, and you've just got that that horrible image that you saw of just the tablet with the large sets of teeth around it and things like that, just to sort of spur you on to keep you going. The Griffin needs a little bit of a rest, and by the time you guys have rested, Orson with Giri sort of just on the shoulders, with probably a very 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 sore ass from sitting on the shoulders of a massive
Yeah,
golem.
it's not comfy.
He is not comfy, but it does it does the job. Of course.
Yeah, boy.
Of course.
The only man I need.
Is there an opposite for
Bellissimo.
opposite for inspiration? So you manage to catch up, and then you're fucking off again. and you are now like within sight of the mountain. You think maybe, I mean, you can long rest now if you wanted to, and try and so it's effectively you have 3 options. You either power through right now for another like 3 or 4 hours and get to Ciro's palace. That, I will say, will require a DC 15 con save or 1 level of exhaustion. If you took a short rest right now, I would lower that to DC 12. If you take a long rest, no exhaustion.
Or do we risk a short rest? DC 12. Do we feel like that's within our capability?
Well,
is it a con
many
save?
of you
Yeah.
con save. So obviously 2 of you have
Is it con save
proficiency
from
in that.
everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Including Davyak.
I don't think we can fight this guy exhausted. I think that. What are the negative effects of exhaustion again?
So disadvantage on ability checks is the first level of exhaustion.
Okay. Not saving throws.
No, saving throws comes at 3rd level exhaustion.
Okay. I think we gun it then. I can't see. I mean, watch this bite me in the ass, but I don't know if ability checks is huge necessarily during a fight, but we'll see. What do you guys want to do?
I feel like the situation is so dire we need to push on.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
The only other thing I think we could do, which is mostly a drain on Nevado's resources, is scry again and see if we can get an idea of his progress, which might give us a better idea. But if we do that, we might do that and gain nothing. Losing spell slot on Nevado.
Yeah.
What's scrying? A level 5?
I say that's my last level 5 spell slot. So
That's quite big.
we kind of want it to be a guaranteed useful thing.
Yeah, the gambling.
I mean, if we take a short rest, I'm not saying necessarily we do, but if we take a short rest, I do get the spell slot back.
Well, I think we should take a short rest anyway, because it gives us a better DC, a more achievable DC. 15. I feel like I'm definitely proficient in con. Someone else is. Who else is proficient in con?
Balzanor is also proficient in con saves.
Yeah, so he's pretty good. And I don't feel like you and Mittens are bad either.
I'm decent. I'm not.
Yeah, 15's moderately high.
Davyak can help you. He can cast Bless to give you a thing on your saving throw.
Yeah. Would he go back up?
I mean, I can
1d4.
also cast.
I will say, because he has spent a
guidance,
day
I think.
on top of a griffin that has just been flying through the sky, if he passes this save, I will take away a level of exhaustion from him.
So what happens if he fails? He gains another one.
If he fails, I'm going to say he doesn't... if he fails, he gains another one.
Okay,
So he's either having his hit points halved, like total hit points halved,
or he's back in the game.
He's back in the game and he only has his speed halved, like in combat speed.
Yeah.
And disadvantage on ability checks. At the minute, he has disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
Times like this, I really wish I
think we can't take a long rest, but
Okay, so we're gonna. Balzanor, what do you think? Short rest?
You've stumped him with that question.
Yeah, I was still muted. I'm happy to go for it, to be honest. So short rest is fine with me.
Short rest and then bomb up and hopefully.
And then bomb on.
Yeah, worst case scenario is we have disadvantage on ability checks. I don't think that's going to be super negative. Not ideal, but
Okay.
right,
I mean, worst case scenario is we have to fight Tarask.
Yeah.
we are not fighting a Sarask. We get the hell out of there. I think if that happens. Luke, if we do a short rest, you get your level 5th one that you used this morning back as well, don't you?
I can get them both back, I think.
Well, you don't have to use another one.
Not both. One, maybe, but I doubt you can get 2 level 5 spell slots back.
No. Let me. Let me look
It
this up.
does have a gnarly mountain druid feature that he posted before. But yeah, I think there's...
Yeah.
Oh
so I was
no!
just
Oh
trying
no!
to-
Yeah, because you haven't. No. Sorry, I was something. So you've got one. You've got one left at the minute. But if you took a short rest, you could get another one. Or theoretically, you took a short rest earlier on, so you could have got that one from this morning back already. So
Sure.
yeah, read the thing, because I just want to make sure that 5th level's pretty high.
Yeah,
Some of your
so
magical
that's-
energy during a short rest, you can spell slots of a combined level that is equal to or less than your druid level rounded up. Okay, right. So that is So you
So
could.
I'm at level 12, so I could get 2 level 5 spell slots back. No.
Level 12, half
Oh,
your
half
druid
your
level.
half your druid level.
So you could get one
So I
5th
could
level
get-
spell slot back. You can't use this
Okay.
feature again
So if
until
we
you
s-
use a long rest. So you can only use it once per day. So theoretically, you could have now. So say you use that earlier on, you could right now have both of your 5th level spell slots active. But
Should we say that?
we'll still need that con save.
So the long and short of it is Nevado has all his spells.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Alright, short rest.
before we kick it on the head for the day, short rest, and then can I just get everyone to make some Constitution saving throws? And Mittens, Davyak is going to give you 1d4 to add to that, to add to yours. And he's going to add to his own as well, because he actually has disadvantage on this already.
Good start. I mean, Matt, if you not have felt that, I'd have been pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and your 9, bloody hell.
Fire Davyak
Yeah.
to give him a D10.
D10. Okay. What's Davyak's con saves? Oh, actually, Davyak is a paladin as well.
I was going to mention this then.
So, Davyak gives a +3 to saving throws of anyone around him and himself. And therefore... Oh, Mittens didn't fucking need it. But he will need it. He might need it for himself.
Oh, so Luke passes as well.
Can you roll for
No, I
me
only got 10.
your
Yeah, but +3
10 plus 3
from Davyak.
from Davyak, so that's 13. Can you roll your inspiration dice for me, Mittens? He's fine. He got 10 overall. 4 pushes him up.
Oh, that inspiration. I was on the fence about that, but he really needed it.
He really needed it. Davyak is feeling a lot better, and you can see like he's also like scrounged through in the short rest a load of his rations. Like just for today, he is hungry. Well, no longer hungry, and he is now just angry. And as you before you all make the final push towards this place, just another 1 or 2 hours of just going up that same pathway. It is a pathway, it's not climbing a mountain, it's just that pathway that you did before. You're probably at the bottom of it now to get up to the top. So Davyak just sits down and says, look, with everything that's been going on with my brother and his friends so far away, and I mean, a fucking war against orcs and angels and fiends and losing body parts, giants and everything. I'm glad you're all here. I don't know much about this creature, but if he's a fiend, he's not going to mind fire, so Balzanor, you're going to have to turn up the fucking heat on this bit, asshole.
Get in the
Problem,
bin.
bruv.
Get in the bin, Balzanor.
Mittens, need your support out there, but if it comes down to it, bite his fucking head off. Nevado, I mean, I only got flashes of things, but I'm pretty sure I saw you absolutely devastate a bunch of Well, they're like manticores or something with wasps. Just that brutality of nature. If ever we needed it, we're going to need it now. And Giri, slash.
I'm not giving this sword back, by the way. I've grown quite attached.
Can I please get it back?
No.
If I said I had something for your sword that could help,
Maybe.
I have a spell called Elemental Weapon.
Hmm.
In effect, what he basically tells you is it turns your blade into a +1 weapon, and you get 1d4 elemental damage on top of your attack rolls.
Would that be a magic +1?
That would be a magic +1. Your greatsword would become magical.
Oh, but
Ooh.
Davyaks has 7 temporary hit points from that. You can use that roll on a saving throw.
Yay!
Is that concentration or
That would be concentration for him, yes.
what's
But
it?
if you don't give him back his sword, he doesn't have a sword. He has a dagger.
He's got a bow though, isn't
I'm
he?
not using.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, he could use a great sword. To be fair,
Giri, is that sword it's a long sword, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which you can use one-handed.
Yeah.
I've only got one hand, bruv.
I don't see what your point is
Sis.
here.
Alright.
Uh,
It's something to ponder while we walk up this path, Giri. Otherwise,
I get what you're saying. The only thing is, so my greatsword isn't magical, and I know Davyak could make it, but I guarantee he'll lose that quick. And then it depends if this guy's resistant to non-magical damage. Also, you need to attune to it. Is that only to use a special effect?
yeah. Otherwise, it is just a magical sword,
Okay.
which is still better than nothing, I guess.
Fuck's
But
sake. I'm gonna give it to Mittens, but not look at him.
nice. And as
I'll just draw my own sword. For fuck's sake.
and as you
I like
begin
the sword, but it's
and
not
as you
the same.
begin to draw your own sword, you can just see these sparks of lightning just ripple and statically move over it. Just as you begin to slowly pull it out.
Mm.
So, remember, you'll be able to add 1d4 lightning damage onto any of your strikes or attacks. And with all of this sort of happening, a plan in mind, with courage in your hearts and anger in also your hearts, we will call the session there. And on the Monday, we will pick this right back up to potentially come to the end or the near end of this arc with